Legend of Zelda movie has been snabbed by Netflix. It's going to come there directly after theatrical release.
Oh, wow. Does that seem really early to be getting that kind of a deal? Good Lord. And then announcing it? That's nuts.
Yeah, Netflix is ahead of the game.
By the way, I thought of something,
Uh-huh.
especially because it is Netflix.
Uh-huh.
I would have almost, if I were Nintendo or whoever, like who I forget who's actually producing the movie. Is it Universal? But were I them, I would have put it in the contract of like, yeah, you can't announce that it's going to Netflix until after the theatrical run. Because I don't want people to. I do not want people to be like, "Well, I already got Netflix, so I'm going to sit at home."
Yeah, and check out.
Like,
Yeah.
like you got to get your ass to the theater. You can't announce that until we're like almost out of the theater, and then we'll announce it. But until then, hell no.
Yeah, you're not wrong. That's probably a good suggestion.
Mm.
In our final story of the day, well, Fable, Ross, they shut off Fable.
Yeah, Fable. Wait, what? What's this one? Oh my god, I didn't notice this when I was looking over stuff. Oh, they're not doing the appearance thing.
No.
Oh god.
And apparently the morality system is supposed to be more subjective.
Yes.
Yeah,
So there's no objectivity to good or evil. It just depends on different characters and how they react to you. So it's not objective that doing evil stuff is evil.
Well, to play devil's advocate here, and based on what I saw in the trailer, it's more of like if you become like super rich, like property mogul, which you can do in the Fable games. Like some people will dislike you because of that. That's what they showed. And if it's stuff like that, who cares?
But yeah, but then there's the murdering people and
right. But if it goes that far, it's like, well, that's
stealing should be clearly defined as bad. And
yeah, like there's things in that trailer and with this game that both look good and that I'm also like, ugh. There's some. Speaking of Marks of the Beast, Rhett, do you know what I saw in the trailer for this game? Like the gameplay reveal?
Oh, yeah.
So it's a British company. This is the company that makes the Forza Horizon games, right?
Uh-huh. Okay.
Which is great because Lionhead Studios was very famously British. Peter Molyneux, whatever. Yep. However, a couple things I saw. A, someone in the background, a lady, had micro bangs. Bad sign. Really bad sign. B, two Americans. One of them a dude with a really shitty pick and stick tattoo and frosted tips. Horrible sign. This guy sucks. No offense, sir, but you are every stereotype of like bad creative industry I've ever seen.
And this is coming from a guy who had frosted tips.
I had frosted tips in 8th grade, so don't. This is not good. Like there's some things that I'm just nervous as hell about. The whole, like I said, if the subjectivity of the morality system is just things like that, like how you conduct yourself as far as like your business or like, you know, like that's fine, but like certain things, like don't make that subjective. I mean, it's so silly. We'll see. I also hate that Richard Ayoade's in this, and it looks really stupid that he's in there, but whatever.
I mean, I like him, but
well, he's in there with his glasses, Red.
Yeah.
Like, and I realize this sounds like mega nerd shit, but isn't this supposed to be medieval fantasy? Where the fuck did he get prescriptions from?
Is this the Guardians of the Galaxy in the Fable franchise?
Oh, did you see that thing I sent you earlier today? There's going to be office-style cutaway gags, Red.
Oh my gosh.
Uh-huh.
This is gonna suck.
There's some, look, parts of this look really good. There's some things that are absolutely the mark of the beast, and I am watching this with a very, very raised eyebrow.
A few things that are important to this commentary. Yes, the game, day one, though despite a Xbox-owned franchise, will be going to PlayStation day one,
Mhm.
not
So
delayed.
sad.
But for some reason, Forza is not going to PlayStation.
Yeah, not yet.
Just
We'll see how desperate Xbox gets.
Fable is going to PlayStation. Despite the much maligned, mostly hated, fugly female character, they are going to add a male option. So you will be able to play as
Yeah.
probably a fugly guy.
Yeah, they showed some of the characters. I mean, like, whatever. It's I don't know. They looked fine other than that lady. Good God, she looks horrible.
Yeah, the good and evil system is what set the games apart, and it's pretty much gone now.
Yeah.
Yep.
Because it was cool to be horrendously evil and start growing horns. It was awesome. It was
Or
very
good,
funny
so
to me.
good that you get a halo.
Yeah, it
Or
was great.
so or eat so much you get fat.
It rules. Fable was very fun that way.
Yeah.
That was some
Yeah,
of the
it
joy of
was.
playing the game.
Well, it's now all tongue-in-cheek sarcasm, and yeah, look forward to that. Ross, do you want to retread our fugly conversation earlier today?
Oh, sure.
Yeah. Why are women in video games really fugly now?
You know, Rhett,
Inclusivity.
some would say it's because they hate women, but I have a feeling it's even dumber than that.
Yeah, it's because of women.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
There was
Well,
I'm going to cite a few
feminine.
different studies. So there was they had a problem with a lot of these Harlequin romance novels, where one of the biggest feedbacks they got for the Harlequin romance novels is the lady on the cover was too attractive. They needed to look like a normal girl. And in fact, they specifically would complain if they described the character, the female character in the Harlequin romance novel, as anything really, especially not attractive or slim. People would get very angry, and this was a major feedback to a lot of these companies.
Mm.
And this reflects with a lot of other studies you find with how men and women treat things, that women, when they watch something, they're engaged with something, they superimpose themselves onto it. Women,
Right.
heavy women, were getting angry that they were establishing what the girl in the story looked like because they were superimposing themselves into the story. They wanted the men to be hotter with more defined abs and the women to be fatter on the covers. That the
That's so
women could
funny.
be uglier and that the men had to be more attractive. And look,
I need a more jacked Fabio, god damn it.
look at Star Trek Academy.
Yeah.
Yep.
Look at Star Trek Academy. All the men are super tall and hot. The women, not so much.
Dude, that one gal, I forget, I don't know who her character is, but like she was the one that was dressed absolutely insane on the red carpet. If I drew her character's face, I would get like it would be a crime in some countries. Like it is.
Did you
It's
know,
rough.
Ross, in the show, she had to go to the doctor because she swallowed her comm badge.
Hey,
So not only are they making them ugly, but they're also making them dumb.
hey, Rat.
Yeah.
Hey, Jason. Hey, Silver.
What?
So you may or may not remember, but do you remember that episode of TNG where Wesley Crusher goes to the academy? Do you remember the big mistake he made at the academy?
Yeah.
Yeah,
No, not
they
off the top of
covered
my
up
head.
a wrongful death in like little starfighters.
Yeah.
Yeah, but these morons
'Cause they
beat their
wanted to
fucking
win.
com badge like a bunch of morons. Jesus
These
God.
Starfleet is supposed to be the best and the brightest, and they hired this troglodyte swallowing their own comm badge.
Look, Brett, our generation, we millennials, we few, we proud, we millennials.
Uh-huh.
I feel the heat breathing down my neck. They're coming for us. The boomers are dying, and Gen Z and the whatever the ones after them are, I can't remember. They're after a Gen Alpha. they're coming after us. And look, we deserve it.
Lock your doors.
At least partially. Our writing and our sensibilities, we've, as a generation, screwed the pooch. It's bad.
Yeah.
But I'm just pissed that Gen X ain't getting none of this goddamn heat. They went right from the boomers for us.
Yeah,
what
they
the hell?
did.
I don't like this.
Yeah, I don't.
Of course I'm lame. I'm in my 30s now. What do you want from me?
And this type of problem with how they view women too is also reflected. I've cited this study before, but they looked at children, and when given a toy, women impose them. So it's like if they give them a Batman toy, girls would impose themselves on the toy, so they see themselves as a toy. So they take the Batman shopping and whatnot. Boys try to emulate the characters, so they want to be Batman. They make the Batman voice and everything. So men have this, when they look at characters, they look at them as aspirational, which is why superheroes are so important for boys and these big action movies and Star Wars and whatnot. Girls want to insert themselves into these stories. Now, I'm not saying one is better or worse. I'm just saying that there is an inherent difference, and understanding that will help you when you ruin a franchise and try and cater to a different audience. Because guess what? No boy is looking at the new Indiana Jones and being like, I want to be her. Terrible.
Right. Right.
This sucks.
And it makes complete sense why we're getting the garbage we're getting. Because they're taking IPs that were traditionally male and trying to adapt them to bring in more females, which isn't going to work because you're going to get rid of all the males that wanted to see this stuff and the females that would have gone with them to see this stuff. You're getting rid of all of them.
Right, but to address the problem with the fugliness, I think it's a reflection of women involved in the gaming industry.
Oh, definitely.
They ugly up the main characters, much like with the Harlequin romance novel problem. They got genuine complaints when they actually described a character in the book too much, because they're like, well, I can't impose myself on this character. She's too hot. So they deliberately not describe the female protagonist, and then they make them fugglier on the box, or don't display them at all in some cases. Because that's how they read it. They want to be the heroine, or in this case, the milk maiden.
And it makes complete sense from that perspective. And these romance novels are not bought by men.
No. Silver,
And
what
so,
do you think of the uglifying of games?
I think it's definitely, I think you're right. I think it's definitely women in the industry being like, gotta make it more like the normal woman when...
Have you seen the character in the new Fable, the girl?
I haven't, but I've seen things like that.
Let me find it. Fable girl character.
It's why when we get somebody like Stellar Blade, whoever the protagonist is, I forget who it is.
Yeah.
In Stellar Blade, the outcry was from women.
Yeah, she was too hot.
Yeah. And the thing is it wasn't even women that played video games that were crying about it.
Okay, this is her from Fable.
Oh.
They modeled it after a real person, didn't they?
Yeah, and made her hideous.
Oh gosh.
Yeah, so Horizon, she was hotter, and now she's chunky
and ugly. Yeah.
This is why things are getting worse. They're trying to cater to a female audience, and the guys are like, ew. And I'm not saying it's wrong or the unnatural way of doing things, But I mean, how do you feel about the fact that you need to transform everything to cater to, to uggos? Can you kind of see that in women, or do you reject that premise as being wrong? Like, what do you think about that?
I think they shouldn't cater to that. Like, I don't know. At least for me, I want to play someone who isn't uggo. That way I could be like, it me. Look, I'm pretty. But in
But
reality, I look like the uggos. So
no. You look like a
You
giant
look like
kaiju monster
a
that needs to be
kaiju monster.
destroyed.
Yeah, you're Godzilla cat. What are you, insane?
I was zooming on my face there. Meh, meh, meh.
Self-criticism is going to result in punching. You do realize
Oh.
that.
You should have turned your character around so you're punching me.
Yeah.
Look forward to
I
that
have a
animation in the
question.
future.
I have a question for you. So, we have this disconnect between these women in the industry who are basically using the recommendations from Harlequin romance novels, where the consumers were saying uh, that the female protagonist can't be too hot, otherwise I can't put myself in this place. They're taking that advice and they're adapting it to video games, and we're getting all these ugly characters, right?
Well, I don't think they're taking that
Ugly
advice.
female
I think it's
characters,
women in video games are doing the same thing.
right? Uh, but do women, because it seems opinion that when she's playing a female character in a video game, she wants a female character to aspire to, just like a man does. So would you say that
She has a
female
penis?
gamers have more of that mindset of the men, um and we're just getting kind of this feminist insertion here from outside of the industry kind of thing?
I think that
I think
question.
that
Go ahead.
I think that other like female gamers probably have the same feel that I do, because if you think about it, think of like the Sims games, which is mainly a bunch of women that play them.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I have not once seen one of them like making their characters purposefully like unattractive or whatever. They're like supermodel looking. Every single one makes them like that.
Mhm.
Oh, I think this is just people in the industry type thing. The feminist view.
Yeah. I mean, not to go down the rabbit hole, but there is the weird proclivities because they've done extensive intergender studies, and it's like, oh, women put on all this makeup for men because men are obsessed with women, have to be attractive. But it's like women put it on for other women because
Yeah.
other women will
Fighting.
criticize them for little things, and that by and large, when polling men prefer less makeup, not more.
Yep.
And so it might be this reflection of how women present themselves and how they interact with other women, that there's an insistence that they have to inflict uggos onto the video game industry. I don't know. This is mostly speculation on sort of just thinking about it. I'm thinking out loud. And then you might
Right.
go, how horrible of you to think that these women are uggos. And it's like, oh, come on. Objectively.
Come on.
Come on.
I was listening to a podcast, and they had some females there, and they were showing them pictures of women who were, um, they were mixed races. So it wasn't like all the beautiful ones were white women and all the ugly ones were, um, you know, different races and stuff. They had mixtures of both, and it was really funny because they were looking at these pictures and the men were saying, look, you can objectively see that this one is hotter than that one. And the women were hemming and hawing, and they wouldn't. It was so funny to see them justifying oh no, they're both beautiful. And like, really? Really? They're both beautiful? Uh, and it was just the mental
Well,
gymnastics that these women were going through to not say yes, this one is more attractive than
Well,
that one.
see, Jason, I think that's a different psychological aspect. Here's an interesting
True,
study you
but
might.
it's still
No,
women rating.
here's an interesting study you might. It's not about women rating. So they did a study, and I read about this recently, where they displayed somebody in a game, and when the person was succeeding and doing well, both or struggling or whatever, men and women both expressed empathy. When the character cheated, the men felt happier when the person got their comeuppance, and the women felt empathy.
Huh. Interesting.
Yeah.
That is weird.
And that there's somehow there's empathy for both the person that's trying and not cheating, and empathy for the person that is cheating. And the men only had empathy for the person that's actively doing it and not cheating. And when they did cheat, and if they failed or got the comeuppance, the men actually felt good. They're like, yeah, he got what he deserves.
Kind of feeds into the whole hero kind of mindset that
Or
men
the
like.
women simply not being capable of criticizing other women as being unattractive because they have a weird toxic sense of empathy.
Yeah.
Even when they're cheating, they're like, no, it's fine. That there's probably reasons. And it's like, oh, come on. Have we ruined this podcast with over speculation when it comes to sexes? I have cited multiple studies, so there is more social evidence than anything. We're trying to understand why women are uggo.
Why do women keep wanting to have uggos in there?
Yeah, I don't understand. Well, and it's funny that Jason had a point. The extensive criticism when they had really hot girl in the video game, they're like, "This is just for the male gaze," and it's like, well, so here's the stupid part. What if it is for the male gaze? So,
how dare you?
Well, I don't like that men want to look at hot women because I don't measure up to the excessively hot girl. It's like, yeah, no, men don't measure up to the excessively hot guys.
Yeah.
No.
That's one of the interesting things. It's from what I could tell, and that the criticism wasn't necessarily coming from the gamers themselves. It from what I could understand, from what I could see, the female gamers were also saying, "No, I want to play a hot character." It was just the feminists and people from outside the industry that were like, "Oh, I can't believe this. You're so sexist."
Anyway, stupid speculation.